Good morning, Grateful Gang. Lauren here, Gratitude Addict. Welcome to Gratefully Living My Chronic Life, which I just started last week. It's a video blog series that I'm doing to kind of go in conjunction with my live Thursday night show called Gratefully Living the Chronic Life, where I have expert guests on each week, authors, doctors, therapists, life coaches, people that have something of value to offer. Those of us that live with struggles and pain in our lives, whether that pain is physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, financial, depression, anxiety, trauma, chronic physical pain, emotional pain, chronic pain and illness, whatever it is, that's what my show gears to help. And so I started this video blog series last week to give you sort of an inside look at how I gratefully live my chronic life. Which is, it's not polished, it's not pretty, but it's my life, and I love my life, despite living with chronic pain and illness. So I thought I would offer short videos to show you how I go about my day and find gratitude in all things, despite my struggles. And I do have struggles, just like all of you do. Our struggles are all different, which is why in my group on Facebook, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, we don't talk about the specifics of our conditions because they really don't matter, at least not in the context of what my group aims to help with. When we start talking about the specifics of our conditions, we have a very natural tendency to compare, and comparing is not helpful. So that's why we have a very strict rule in our group about not talking about the specifics of our conditions, not talking about, pain levels and all of that stuff, because there's many other groups that do that. Mine does not, which is why this video I'm coming to today in my pajamas. Let's see, can we see here? I am out here. My camera's bunking out. I got one of these new selfie stick, like gimbal stabilizer thingies. I'm still learning how to use it. So I am in my pajamas. You can't see them because I don't know how to use the selfie stick yet. But I am just out here kind of getting some serenity and peace this morning. I wanted to come to you yesterday because it was a huge day in AOG, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, because we reached 9,000 members, which is, I just can't believe it. And even more amazing than 9,000 members in a group where you're not allowed to complain. When you have a lot to complain about. I mean, that's amazing. These people, they're not court ordered to come to the group. They come willingly and knowingly to a group where you have a lot to complain about and you aren't allowed to, at least not in the group itself. We offer live chats on Zoom twice a week where you're allowed to, vent and share all that, because we do need to vent. I am not against venting at all. We need to be able to share our realities with other people who understand in order to heal and walk forward. What I propose and what works for me is just that I will no longer sit around and just complain all day about what I've lost, how much pain I'm in, what I used to be able to do, what I can no longer do, because it's just not helpful, at least not for, walking through life with joy, intention, and meaning. It does not have to be game over when you live with chronic pain and illness. And over the past 9 years, I have found these tools that I teach to be helpful for me. And so, sharing the specifics of my personal story and having 9,000 other people who, at least find something of value in what I have to share is just amazing to me. But I'd started to say what's even more amazing. So I was curious yesterday when we reached 9,000 members. Let me get out of the sun here. When did we reach 8,000 members? And it turns out it was in January. So we gained 1,000 members just in the past 6 months. But even more amazing than that, when I checked, it was 3 years ago today that we reached 6,000 members. So June 9th of 2021, we celebrated 6,000 members, which means we gained 3,000 members in 1 year, 364 days to be exact. That's incredible to me. That's absolutely incredible. But in speaking with some of the other members in our Flush the Format live chats yesterday, we were trying to kind of think, like, the group's been around for 8 years. Why did we gain 3,000 members in 1 year? Normally we average about 1,000 members a year. And I do advertise the group. I pay out of my own pocket to advertise the group, just because I feel like people need to know that we're out there. We get so many people that join saying, I have been looking for something like you. I didn't know we existed. The group is free. It's, I do pay out of my own pocket for this advertising. It's no charge to join it. But so anyway, what we were trying to think of is why 3,000 members in 1 year. And we thought perhaps, people that had COVID, more and more people are living with chronic pain and illness these days, autoimmune disease, perhaps what do they call it? Long-term COVID, that's not the right word, COVID long haulers, which could be it. I think COVID, over the past 2 years, many of us have come to realize what's really important in life. We've, our lives changed like that. And that's what Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain deals with, is the emotional aspect of all of a sudden life's plot twists. And it could be a diagnosis, it could be an injury, it could be, the loss of a spouse, God forbid, the loss of a child. There's so many losses in our lives, and we grieve these losses, loss of abilities if you live with chronic pain and illness. So I think over the past 2 years, where we were, for a while forced to lock down, not able to see our loved ones, hug people, touch people, our families, friends, and all of that, I think we started to realize, we were forced to slow down out of, necessity. We had to slow down and kind of take inventory of our lives. And we saw what is important. So that's kind of a theory of mine. And also, I think with things in the news these days, between COVID, the war in the Ukraine, school shootings, all of these awful, awful things that are happening, I think we are aching for positivity, aching for it. We're desperate for it. And so while my group, AOG, has very strict guidelines, people are really liking that. It's funny, when I started the group in 2015, I really, first of all, I didn't know if there were others out there that wanted something like I was proposing, a group where we don't compare blood results and we don't compare our situations, because it was so depressing to me. Like, those other groups were really helpful for helping, find out more specifics about the various conditions I have. But man, I would leave those groups feeling depressed, because I'm an empath. So I hold my own pain, and then I would hold the pain of others too, which is just natural for me as an empath. But so I wanted a group where we could just kind of motivate and inspire each other, people who understand what we go through, others living with chronic conditions of some kind, but where we just take it off the table, say we're not talking about our conditions, we're not talking about how much pain we're in, we're talking about where we found joy today, our personal victories, whether that be a shower, taking a shower, returning a phone call, like little things that are important to us, celebrating what we call reboot days, when you sit on the couch and Netflix or read a book. Those are reboot days. We don't call them rest days. We renamed it many years ago in our group because we found people were embarrassed to say they took a rest day, when rest days are incredibly important to our well-being, no matter what our situations are. Taking the time to slow down and be mindful in the moment, like I do out here in my garden in the morning, is so important. So we call those reboot days, and people celebrate taking reboot days. So those are the type of things we do in the group. And I think, as I started to say, I think people are just so wanting a place where, I don't want to say we're forced to be positive, because nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. Everything in the group is voluntary, and many people just read things and don't participate, and that is fine. All I care about is that you get something out of the group. You don't have to like anything. I don't celebrate people who comment a lot, post a lot, over those who don't comment at all. We are even Steven in all of the group. But I think it's a refreshing change, and that is what I've heard. When I started the group in 2015, I had to explain myself a lot, why these rules. People were telling me I was, nuts for proposing something like this, and I was, forcing people to ignore their real situations, which is absolutely not fact. We're just a sanctuary. You can deal with your situations in other groups. We are a sanctuary. So 3,000 members in 1 year, man, that is so incredibly humbling and beautiful. And it gives me hope. It gives me hope that we're trying really, really hard to be positive and find the good in this world. I wonder what this button does. Let's see. There's a button that goes, does nothing right now. So anyway, happy 9,000 members to Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. If you're not a member of the group, I encourage you to join. You don't need to have a physical condition in order to join. You want to live a positive life, and despite your struggles, whatever your struggles may be. So happy 9,000. May we reach 10,000 soon. I love you all. I will not be live tonight. Tonight is my nephew's high school graduation. So a couple months ago, I scheduled my guests many months out. A couple months ago, when I was scheduling for this month, I wanted to keep the date free in case I got to go to his graduation, and I'm not. But I thought I'll take another week off. So I'm playing a best of episode tonight featuring Linda Graham, who is an author and therapist. She is a resilience specialist. The episode originally aired in October of 2021. It's called Gratitude Leads to Resilience. It is one of my favorite episodes. It was an encore episode that I'm playing. It was really a life-changing episode. Her books on resilience are wonderful. One is called Resilience and one is called Bouncing Back. And I love them so much. I even have one of them in the references section of my last book, the 52-Week Intention Journal. So I encourage you to watch. It will be airing again at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, 5 p.m. Pacific. What would that be? 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, UK time. But it is still available, on my YouTube channel, Gratitude Addict, from back in October, so you can really find it anytime. But I am streaming it into the group and all of my other channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, what else, Twitter, and all that at 8 o'clock tonight. So thank you again. Thank you if you're a member of AOG. If you are watching this, please subscribe to my channel. I'm new to this. I think it's down here. But please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me out a lot. Subscribers, I eventually would like to monetize my channel and maybe make some money for this volunteer work that I do. And I can't monetize it until I reach 1,000 subscribers. So I have a bit of a ways to go, but if you like what I share, I would appreciate it if you hit subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified every time I have a new post up, right next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell. Click on that too, and that will send you notifications. Thanks again, gang, for being so supportive. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Please comment in the comments if there's anything in particular you would like me to share. I'm open to all things. Happy birthday, not birthday, it's not birthday. Happy 9,000 members to AOG. Thank you all of my wonderful friends and supporters over the years. And I will talk to you soon. Peace and love. Get your gratitude on. Bye, gang.